Hey everybody, it's Darren again. I realized I hadn't done one of these in a while. Wanted to share some thoughts that I'm having while I'm driving to work this morning. And one of the things I was thinking about for the last couple of days is sometimes, life, it kind of sucks, right? A lot of things happen, bad things, and we suffer through a lot of things and deal with a lot of things. But I'm thinking that's actually the hard things in our lives are actually what defines us, because we take the good things a lot of times for granted, right? Something good happens and that's great, and then we're on to the next thing. Whereas the hard things, that's where the real growth in our lives, and that's where we're able to grow and to experience things and to become better, I guess, is sort of like when the blacksmith was making a sword or something. They would put it in the fire and then pound the heck out of it, and then eventually it becomes this useful tool or this beautiful weapon or something. And so I think that, first of all, I think we don't give ourselves enough credit for the hard things that we do every day, because I think a lot of the stuff that we deal with, that we accept as just, well, this is just my life, I think that a lot of those things would, just anybody else, even a third of what you're dealing with, would tap out. They'd be like, I'm done, I can't deal with this. Whereas you get up every day and this is my life, and you deal with it and you try to make it better and you don't give up. And so, give yourself a pat on the back for that, because that's amazing. What people go through and what people do. And then I think we don't realize how much growth, or give ourselves credit for how much growth there is when we go through hard things. So, like, one of the examples I always think of is there was a time in my life where I was real naive, a lot younger and real naive, where I thought, well, as long as I'm doing good things, only good things can happen, which that's not necessarily true. Doesn't mean we shouldn't do good things, but it doesn't mean that, there's some magical thing where nothing but good's going to happen to us. But anyway, and some really hard and bad things that happened to me. I'm not going to go into all that. Maybe I will at another time, but a lot of really bad things happened, and a lot of really tough things happened, and I remember being really angry, like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? And blah blah blah, and and being upset about it for years. I'm like, here I am trying to do these good things and help people, and then these bad things happen to me, and this doesn't make any sense. And I went ahead and was upset about that for years, and then I remember suddenly years later, I was married, and we had just had our third kid, and before they found her, they had done some tests on my wife and found some cancer. And so they were saying, okay, well, after you recover from having the third kid, we want you to come down, and we want to do some testing and possibly some surgery to find out what it is and what's going on. And so I was we have our third baby, we're tired and taking care of that, and then worrying about her, and then just out of the blue, my mom gets cancer, and they give her just a few months to live. I guess she had never said anything about how much pain she was in and stuff. So all that happens in the space of just a few weeks. And I remember everybody in my family was freaking out, but then they went to the doctor, and they were on Xanax and all sorts of medicine, and I was able to just completely deal with it. Not that I was happy or anything, but I didn't need to go take drugs. I was able to help with my mom, and then when she passed away, I was able to do all this stuff for the funeral, take care of our new baby, take care of my wife. And then I thought back, how the hell did I do all this? How did I even deal with it? And it was because of the horrible things that had happened before. I had grown to where I could handle these things. And then I felt guilty for, wait a minute, I've been angry this whole time and letting this live rent-free in my head, and that, when actually it was a blessing, because I was able to deal with all this stuff. And I didn't need to go on, go on medicine or anything else to deal with it. Instead, I was able to, basically put my head down and get through what is horrible, horrible things. But it's because that growth is there, and I think that that's something we don't recognize or give ourselves enough credit for, is that when hard things happen, we go through them, and when we don't give up, we grow. And then the next time something hard comes along, we're able to either deal with it better, or we're able to empathize with someone who's going through it and actually help them, rather than just, oh, that sucks, that's happening. We're able to say, hey, I went through this and here's how you deal with it, or hey, I went through this, let me help you, right? Because empathy is much stronger and much more bonding than sympathy. And empathy means we've felt it, we've dealt with it, we've done that same thing, so we know exactly what you're feeling. And that's a powerful emotion. And it's also more powerful when you help somebody, and you just, instead of them saying, oh, you don't know what I've gone through, you can say, no, I know exactly what you're going through. So, and that's the thing, all of that happened several years ago. My wife's fine. She's been cancer-free for years. Several years ago that my mom passed away, and it actually turned out to be a really good experience, with, being able to see family and talk about things, and it just turned out to be a really good experience, even though it seemed like it was going to be really horrible at first. And I think that even that, I probably don't recognize the full growth that going through all that gave me. So anyway, sorry for giving you a sob story or anything like that, but I just wanted to say, that when we're dealing with things and hard things every day, and we get that mindset of, oh, why me, I think we need to be grateful for the hard things we go through, because of the growth and the blessing that it can be and we can be later in life, right? So anyway, I know that sounds crazy, but just try to change your attitude about things, and it's hard, I know, because sometimes things suck and you're like, ugh, I don't think I can feel good about this, but just recognize it for what it is. It's a chance to grow, and without hard things, there isn't any growth, right? Just like what I said about the blacksmith and the fire and the pounding the metal. Can you imagine if he just, sat the metal in the shade with a nice cool breeze and gave it a lemonade and said, okay, now become a sword? It's not going to happen, right? So be grateful for these things, and I think if we try to change our attitudes towards them, maybe it'll make them a little easier to deal with too. But anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully whoever was meant to hear that helps you in your life as well, because I know that realization has definitely helped me, because I know I had heard it a million times, but I don't think it really sunk in until in my brain I made the connection of, oh, wait a minute, I'm able to deal with this because of this that happened in the past. And I was just making hand motions there while I was talking that you can't see, but anyway, so be grateful, and definitely try to don't carry around the anger and the things for years and years. Forgive yourself, forgive others. It doesn't mean you go back and make the same mistakes, but let things go. Don't let things live rent free in your head. Just realize things happen, try to grow from it, and use that growth to do better and to help others. And I think that you will be amazed at how strong you are. Well, anyway, I'm almost to work, so I'm gonna go for now. But I will try to make sure that I definitely jump on here and do more of these, because I like doing them, and I think my kids are sick of hearing all my stories. So I will put them on you guys. So anyway, I know this is on. I put this on the Twitter. I put this on Facebook. I put this on our new YouTube page as well. Under Daily Thoughts is the playlist. So all of them will be there. So I'm trying to build that channel as well. So if you want to go and subscribe, I'm going to be downloading a couple more podcasts too. But anyway, I appreciate you guys listening. Appreciate your support. Don't forget to check out my blog and where everything else is linked, begoodmen.net. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.